I don't usually do TBR videos, but since the month of October is coming up, it also means that Halloween is coming up, and I usually read by the theme of Halloween anyway during this time of year, so I thought I would participate in some readathons, specifically the spooky Shelfie readathon that's happening all throughout the month of October. It's hosted by a bunch of people, and I'm also going to participate in the SPOOKATHON readathon that's happening in like the 16th all throughout the 22nd of October, I'm pretty sure. I will leave all related links down below so you guys can go check that out. But I thought I would show you guys some of the books that I will be reading that will hopefully meet some of the challenges. Okay, starting off with the spooky Shelfie book challenges. The first challenge is to read something with a serial killer in it, and I thought I would choose Psycho by Robert Bloch. Is that how you say his last name? I don't know. But this is basically the inspiration for Alfred Hitchcock's movie Psycho. The second challenge is to read a book with a spell or curse in it, and I chose The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. I think that's what the title is. It's the third book in the Gemma Doyle trilogy by Libba Bray. I have the second one here and I just finished it, but this is basically a witch type book. It's not necessarily the Harry Potter type of witches, but there are some like spells and curses in this. The next one is to read something with a supernatural or paranormal element in it, and this is probably the perfect challenge to give me because I've been really into a paranormal series recently, and that is the Nevermore series by Kelly Craig. This is the first book. I'm almost done with it, so I could use it for this challenge, but if I end up finishing this before October, I'm going to read the second and third book, which I haven't gotten in the mail yet. But this is a paranormal, and it incorporates Edgar Allan Poe's short stories and like poems in it. It's actually really atmospheric and creepy. So yeah, definitely recommend to people who love paranormal. The next challenge is to read a book with a freakish character. Now I think they mentioned that this can be really broad, so I thought I would choose Nevermore again for this because the male character in this book is kind of seen as an outsider and a bit of a freak. But if I were to pick up another book, I would probably choose We Have Always Lived in the Castle, because I think the main character and her family is kind of outsiders in their community. Moving on, the next book challenge is to read a book with a mask within the cover or the title. I don't actually have anything for this one, so I think I'm going to just skip it. Moving on, read a book with a black or orange on the cover. I'm going to go with It by Stephen King. Now obviously I'm probably never going to get through this book. I did DNF it once because I got like 400 pages in, but it's an orange cover, so yeah. And the last challenge for the spooky Shelfie readathon is to read a book that terrifies you, whether it be concept, place, or person. I have two options for this one depending on which one I get to, but the first one is one that I haven't purchased yet, but that is Say Her Name by James Dawson. This is sort of inspired by Bloody Mary, and the reason I choose this one is because I am creeped out by bathroom mirrors, bathrooms in general, to be completely honest. But the other one that I could possibly choose, which will be a lot more fitting, it's The House at the Bottom of a Lake. And I am terrified of lakes. I don't know why. I am someone who loves to swim. I used to swim a lot, but lakes just really creep me out. And now moving on to the Spookathon challenges, I will say that there will be a lot of double ups in this readathon because I don't want to have to read a bunch of books because that's just not how I read. But the first challenge is to read a thriller, and I'm going to choose Say Her Name again for this challenge because I think it's supposed to be a thriller, I'm pretty sure. The second challenge is to read a book with a spooky word in the title. I'm going to choose the second book in the Nevermore series because it's called Enshadowed, and I guess shadow is a spooky word. The third challenge is to read a book based on a childhood fear. Okay, so again, I could go with Say Her Name by James Dawson. I could also go with The House at the Bottom of a Lake. Or I could go with Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, which is a non-fiction about someone who works with dead people. And I am terrified of dead people, which is a little awkward because I went to a lot of funerals when I was younger. That's probably why I'm scared of them. The fourth challenge is to read a book with orange on the cover, and again, I'm gonna go with it because it's orange and black. And the fifth and last challenge is to read a book that has a spooky setting. For this one, I could go with the Nevermore series because I find the setting in this book really atmospheric and creepy despite kind of the contemporary feel of the characters. So I really like this one, so I think I might make an effort to read the whole trilogy throughout this month. But I could also pick up the short story collection by Ray Bradbury called The October Country because I read a couple of these short stories and one of them just had the creepiest setting. I think it's like, I don't know, it was like about a zombie or something. But yeah, I could pick this one up. Anyway, here are the books that I'm hoping to get through this month. I will probably never get to all of them, but as I mentioned in the beginning, I will leave all of the readathon details and links and all that good stuff down below, so go check that out. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know what you guys are reading during the month of October, and I will see you guys soon.